You got slides, eh?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Here we go.
Which one is it? That one with the arrow?
Should be forward this one and backward that one.
Okay.
Okay. Should be good.
Nice. Hi guys, I just want to celebrate a milestone right off the bat because the first time I talked here, I was so nervous and my palms were sweating and I'm pretty sure I was like shaking like this. And I had to, it's just quite cool to sort of see that difference in all of the speakers who seem, they've done things a few times. That's really cool. So that's just one right off the bat. So I took this quite literally as well, so I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of the journey of CaliWoods and how I relate to that, and then just some specific milestones that the business has celebrated pretty much since our inception about 3.5 years ago, right up until today. So it's pretty positive and upbeat just before the break, hopefully. Cool, so the beginnings. The beginnings of CaliWoods sort of started when I was born. I grew up in a household that was really kind of about nature, mainly from my dad. So he loved to take us to the beach, to the bush, big surfer, loved the ocean. And basically what happened is I went through university, I did an environmental science degree, went and travelled the world for about 6 years, saw mind-blowing amounts of plastic pollution in places where I questioned if people had been before. And I said, I just can't unsee that. It was catastrophic in my mind. So I kind of came home after vagabonding around the world for 6 years and really wanted to put my energy and time into being my own boss, but also contributing to that plastic pollution, to reducing the plastic pollution that I saw overseas. So my why is to protect what I love, because I love the ocean so much, I love the creatures within it, and I love human beings as well. And really when it comes down to it, this is about securing our future as much as it is about protecting the earth and all the other creatures that live on it too. So just a few specifics to get everybody motivated. By 2050 we are facing more plastic in the ocean by weight than fish, and I find that pretty scary. In less than 1 generation, we've wiped out half of all marine life. There's huge health impacts, massive loss of biodiversity. You guys have all heard the really pretty scary, daunting facts that are coming out of science, right? And plastics are super pervasive, so they're all through our soils, food chain, and they're in us now as well. And I'm probably going to pass some on to my baby that's coming in late January. So I think that's all pretty good motivation for that. Just some specifics about the ocean, which I love heaps, and what an awesome job it does. So it regulates our climate, provides oxygen, sinks carbon, and provides food and livelihood for billions of people around the world. So just to pause, what is important to you? That's my why. That's why I do what I do. And your guys' story is completely different, and that's beautiful, and we need that, because I like to use the analogy from Jane Goodall, who thinks of things as a puzzle, and she's like, I can't solve the whole puzzle by myself, and I often steal her analogy because it's so good. But we just need to be working on our little bit, and then know that other people are working on their little bits too. And then it will all come together, one of those giant 1,000-piece puzzles. Okay, so about 4 years ago, I created CaliWoods. Sustainability focused, we exist to reduce waste, that's our core purpose, reduce waste and inspire positive lifestyles, positive and more sustainable lifestyles here in Aotearoa. I have a wholesale model, so just a little bit of technicalities for the business people out there. Wholesale model, so we retail into stores around the country, and then we have an e-commerce sort of sub-channel as well, so people can buy directly from us. And effectively, I'm making products to replace single-use plastic or more sustainable alternatives. Just a few pictures. You guys can see I'm really visual, so everybody else stood up here and talk, but I'm like, look at the nice pictures. So we do lots of events that educate using the CaliWoods following. About 2 years in, I kind of put my face on the brand and got myself out there a little bit, which I was quite hesitant to do, but that's been really rewarding on a personal sense as well. So in a nutshell, I want to help change the world enough so we aren't dealing with all that stuff all the time and forever. Cool, so that's the little bit of background, and now I'm just going to run through the milestones. So I've kind of done like a before and after sort of sequence. Okay, so from a single product, one woman business, I started with reusable straws, and this was before they were even a thing. So this was like, what is a reusable straw? Why would I use one? How come I wouldn't just use a plastic one? So that was an interesting journey in itself. To a range of more sustainable alternatives, and then I have a small team working with me daily as well. So that's really cool and totally resonate with the whole having a team working with you. It's really beautiful. From aspiring to be an impact-focused business. So at the start, I was like, yeah, I know I'm doing good things, but not really too sure what I'm doing, and can I quantify that? And then we got Akina certified, and I'm on my way to B Corp as well. So that's really cool, and I was super stoked on that. And measuring impact and reporting, like, that takes work, as I'm sure some of you guys are nodding, and it's like, yeah, that's a job in itself, so that is also a really cool milestone that I'm celebrating today. From an ad hoc, learn-on-the-job branding, I didn't have any of these skills. I was an environmental science student, and I had to learn everything about business, right from accounting all the way through to marketing and branding, to sales, to you name it. And I'm sure lots of people who do their own startups have that experience too. So that was the start, and now I've got like a really nice cohesive aesthetic. I'm super proud of how it looks, and our messaging, our packaging, our communications. Things always, are a progression. You never quite get to a destination in a business, I feel, but that's something that I'm definitely proud of. From 3x3 meter gazebos, I hate putting up gazebos now, by the way, under gazebos, to lobbying the government and making a stand for Papatūānuku, regardless of the politics. So I love that I have a social enterprise that I can just say, yeah, I really care about that, and yeah, that's the right thing to do, and I'm just going to do it, because I can. Instead of just, getting wrapped up in the politics of like, oh, we're a business, we're apolitical, we can't really, I agree with it on a personal level, but I can't really back it officially. So that's really, really awesome for me. Super proud of the open letter that we put out this year after COVID hit. I was just like, what can I do? And I just saw all these billions of dollars, and I was just like, we've never had an opportunity like this before, and we probably will not again in our lifetime. So I have to try and rally some people and rally some businesses and organisations and make an official stand to our leaders to make sure that they get this right. And we're still in the process of holding them to account. 330 New Zealand businesses and organisations signed the open letter, and over 3,000 individuals just in 3 weeks. So that was really cool. That was before the budget announcement, so I was super stoked on that. That was like the first smoothie straw pack that I sold into Good For, and they were our first retailer here in Auckland, ever. So that was really cool. I looked back on our accounting records, and it was, March 2018. And now we have over 200 retailers around the country, and I've pitched New Zealand Post and ANZ and all the scary people who aren't scary at all. And that's been really cool and a massive achievement to get in front of those people and get into the social procurement space. And then just a bit of a personal note that I'm going to end on, from working crazy hours in my mum's garage in her basement packing orders till like 1 a.m. and I couldn't find a picture of it, so you guys you're safe on that one. To Kiwi summers, Bali winters, contracting to take the load off, and a rewarding business that feeds me. So I couldn't find a picture of myself eating food, so I just put a picture of a bag of food. But I get to do what I love. I live half the year in Bali, half the year here, and I'm just so personally fulfilled, and I feel very grateful that I've had the skills and been able to, I guess, create that for myself. So just a bit of a personal milestone. Yeah, and in New Zealand, we definitely sort of beat ourselves down a little bit. So it's nice to sort of step back and to have this opportunity to really look at it and go, wow, have come quite a long way. So yeah, just for you guys as well, you know, look at where you were 3 years ago and look at what you've done now. So just like to end, gone a little bit over time, but not too bad. Can't really see the text, but it says, but what difference will I make? You know, cool. Thank you guys.